Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel. We're doing something pretty cool today. We're doing our first official POV drive in the BMW F10 M5 competition. So super excited. Right now we're shooting on the Osmo Pocket 3, but then we're gonna use the Osmo Pocket 2 to capture most of the footage that we're doing today. But yeah, like for the point of this drive is to just hone in on the interior for a little while, give you guys some backstory about how I got this car and why I got this car. But yeah, and then actually, upload our first official POV drive to the channel. So stay tuned. I'll let your boy get comfortable, get your Cheerios, get your milkshake, whatever it is that you do while you're in front of your computer, all that good stuff. And stay tuned. So see you in a sec. Boom. Alright, cool. So we officially switched over to the Pocket 2. And let me know how y'all feel about this angle, Like, obviously, this is our first POV drive. We're gonna try a whole bunch of different angles until we get it right, but I think for the first go around, this isn't so bad. I'm gonna try to actually put the mic on, so we don't gotta go too crazy, but right now we're in the Bronx. My old hometown, my neck of the woods. It was raining a little earlier today, so it's a little wet out here, so I'm not gonna take the traction off just yet, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, welcome to my F10 M5. All right. So again, like, I'm coming from a whole bunch of 3 Series cars. I had two 335s. My car before this that I still have, I have the F82 M4. A bunch of smaller cars. So like, this is like my first big dog M car, And like, I'll be honest with you, like, this shit is fucking scary. Like, this one is modded. Right now we're on boot mod stage 1. So we're a little under like 700 horsepower, something along that lines. I haven't put it on the dyno just yet to really know for sure. But based off the mods that I have on this car and what some other folks have proven to make, I know confidently that I'm already in that stratosphere, in that realm. You know what I'm saying? But the car is super comfortable. I had a 5 Series before, like when I was like 18, 19 years old. I had a blue E60 530i X-Drive. I think it was X-Drive. Pretty sure it was X-Drive. And the car was great. Like, it never let me down. RIP. Like, it never let me down. But it was just like my first BMW, so I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. So then every other BMW I've had after that, like I said, it was like a smaller BMW, like the 335s and my M4. Like, this is like the grown man sedan, you know what I'm saying? So we pushing a lot of power, the most power that I've ever had in a car, period. So like, I've been a little careful. Like, in my M4, I do whatever I want. Like, honestly, like, cause I know the chassis like the back of my hand at this point. I'm still learning this car, still trying to, make sure I know how to operate it to the best of its capabilities, And when I say the best of its capabilities, I mean, I don't want to crash. So right now we're gonna head on the 95 for a little bit. We're gonna go north and see what that's all about. Hopefully we go into like a nice little scenic area, but yeah. So I guess to give you guys some backstory of like how and why I got this car, it's a pretty simple story. So I do a lot of travel for work, and I just so happened to like be in Virginia. I had seen this car on Facebook Marketplace actually, for a decent price, and the F10 M5 is just a car that I've always wanted. So like, every once in a while, I'm just surfing the net, seeing what's available, see what one could purchase, and this thing popped up. And then it just so happened, like, that same week I was scheduled to go to Virginia for some work related stuff. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm gonna go see what this thing is all about. No intentions of buying the car, no intentions of like forking over what I forked over for it. But I just literally wanted to see it, maybe give it a test drive and just actually see what the F10 M5, had to offer. Like I mentioned, like, this one came fully loaded with a whole bunch of goodies, like a whole bunch of stuff. And we'll go over that stuff today. But I got to the dealership, the car was like tucked in the back. So like, at first I thought it was sold. Like, maybe they just didn't like update their website or whatever, or their Facebook ad. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm here to see the white F10 M5. I'm not sure if it's still here, but the guy was like, yeah. Like, it's in the back. It's in the back. Probably just can't see it. So the whole time, like, they were there, like, scavenging for the key. Like, they could not find the key. I'm there waiting at the dealership for, like, what is it? Like, probably 30 minutes before they can actually find the key. And I'm like, damn, maybe this is a sign. Maybe I'm bugging out. Maybe, like, this is not the time to be buying another car. But I'm like, all right, I was patient. We got out there. I seen it for the first time. It was a little dirty because obviously it's just been sitting in a dealership for however long. But when we turned this shit on for the first time, I knew that this was the one that I was gonna get. Like, I don't know, whenever I buy a car, like, I just have this feeling that comes over me. It was like, nah, this is my car. And like, it doesn't go away. Like, and once I've got to that point, like, literally 5 out of 5, like, I knew, like, this was gonna be the one. So we turned it on, and like, I've heard stock F10 M5s before. So I knew, like, nah, something was up. But I'm like, all right, you know, like, let's see what this thing has to offer. So we turn it on, we let it warm up, of course. I'm opening the engine bay. I see, like, on the intakes it says K&W, which is nothing too crazy. They probably just got, the previous owner probably got some filters or something, nothing too crazy. I'm looking to see if there's like any like meth lines or stuff like that, because I've looked at one in the past where like it had a shit ton of work done, but like I didn't feel comfortable jumping into like someone's old project, you know what I mean? But like this one seemed to be bone stock for the most part until like it got to like operating temperature, and I said, all right, let me rev it. When I revved it, all you hear is turbo spool, turbo spool, turbo spool. And I'm like, nah, bro, like there's no way like this shit has upgraded turbos and they're selling this for the price that I'm seeing on this piece of paper right now. So I'm like, nah, like the dealership representative is like, hey, you want to go for a test drive? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, like why not? And obviously I'm comfortable in M cars. I've had my M4 for like 4 years now. Like, I know how to drive that car. I know how to drive these cars. So I guess like when I was driving and the representative was in the passenger seat next to me, he was like, you just seem so comfortable, like, nah, like, you know what you're doing. So I guess the previous people that came in and test drive this thing, like, just treated it like, you know, very, very, I don't know, soft, you know, but like, I'm putting it in Sport Plus, turning traction off, because like, I wanted to experience it, you know, I wanted to see what this thing really had to, like, what it was all about. And I honestly, like, I fell in love the moment we made the left out the parking lot. Because I'm like, nah, bro, like, this shit is powerful. And don't get it twisted, the S55 in the F8X platform is great. You could throw a shit ton of power at that car, and it's reliable despite what some may think. But this V8 this shit is a fucking machine. Like, I kid you not. Like, I've yet to really go full throttle because I didn't have to. Like, I've never had to. Even to this point, I have yet to go stupid crazy and floor it at any point. Because granted, like, I know it's just gonna be like, you know, wheel spin. Like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. It's not all drive, but like, there's just a lot of power to put down in this car. But after that, it was pretty obvious what the decision was for me. We did the paperwork. Well, not really any paperwork. I gave them the money for the car, and that was that. So, like I said, like, I was in Virginia. I live in New York. So rather than drive the car all the way from Virginia back to New York, I had them ship the car to me, which took a lot longer than I would have liked, but nonetheless, it got here all in one piece, and it was a good seamless purchase process, I will say. So shout out to the Car Plug in Virginia. They really held it down. They got a bunch of nice cars out there, like cars that are sought after by car enthusiasts. So not like your regular Honda Sonatas and shit like that, but like actual, like, sought after vehicles, at least to my liking. But yeah, so like, I've had the car for about, what, maybe a month now. Actually, it's a month today. So I got it on March 14th. Right now, as I'm shooting this video, it is April 14th or something like that. So it's literally been 30 days since I've purchased the car. And I haven't had any hiccups. I've been just driving this car. I haven't touched my M4 since this thing has dropped in front of my house, I'll be honest with you. And it's just been great. Like, I can't ask for anything more. It's a solid car. I know there was a lot of hoopla around the S63 engine about like how rod bearings are an issue and a whole bunch of shit, like whole bunch of things that go wrong. But I think it's true with every car. Like if you don't maintain your car like how you're supposed to, what the fuck do you expect? Like you're gonna have issues, So I think the longevity of your engine is really based off how well you treat it. And like I don't plan on beating on this car. I don't plan like doing, second gear 60 to 130s, nothing crazy like that. So like as long as you keep up with your regular oil changes, you do whatever services that are recommended by BMW at the time that it's recommended, like just don't put anything off. Like it's literally like a child. Like you have to make sure you feed your child, make sure your child, goes to its checkups, all that stuff. And like I look at my car ownership the same way. So like I said, like it's been a month, it's been great, and I can't complain. So like going into the mods, like what I know so far, because again, like I haven't taken this thing apart, like I haven't brought it to the shop really to like really have them look at it and tell me what's going on. But I know for sure it has catalyst downpipes, charge pipes. It's like I said, it's tuned on boot mod stage 1 right now, and that's really it. Like, so I don't think it has upgraded turbos. I just think like we're getting the most out of it because of the downpipes, and that's probably it. Cause like it's fast, but I feel like it's tuned fast, like not like 1,000 horsepower turbos. Like I think like I would notice the difference between that and this. But yeah, like I think it's a manageable amount of power. Maybe down the line we'll turn it up if we ever decide to like really like take it to the track. But I planned on having this car be like half of my daily, if that makes sense. Like something to get me around from point A to point B when I have to. It's like I really don't have to drive for work, but when I do, like I'd like to have something a little bit more comfortable than the M4. Because if you know anything about that chassis, like it's great, like it's fun, but it's kind of a rough ride. Like not even gonna lie to you. So having this, like your actual sedan, it's been a blessing. Ooh, shit. Alrighty. But yeah, like a little bit more about this car. Like this car has had such a unique journey, like such a unique story. So originally, the first owner purchased it in Mexico, right? So it lived in Mexico for the first 5 years of its life. And then it was imported to, I forget, some one of them French Virgin Islands type shit. And then from there was imported to the United States. It went through customs in Florida, actually, which is ironic. Went through customs in Florida, then lived in Florida for I think up until 2021. And then the previous owner sold it to a dealership that somehow landed in Virginia. And that's where it's been. Someone bought it in Virginia, had it for about a year, and then sold it to another dealership. So I'm the third owner of this car. First one being an international, Esco, like whatever he was doing. Like I feel like he's the one that did most of the work to this car. But now it's here. So it's a Euro spec car. So it's a little bit different than the ones manufactured for the US. So a couple things that I noticed like off rip, like just the terms that are used in the iDrive are just not in English. Like, so, well, they weren't in English, they're in English now. But like some of the words, like some of the guides in the iDrive itself are just still in some other shit. Like it's English, but like it's some other words just don't translate. I don't know how to explain it. But the mirrors are slightly different. I don't know if that's like a Mexico thing, but like they just look different. Like the perspective that the mirrors give you are just slightly weird. All around the car, it's like engraved that it says Mexico, like engraved in every glass part of the car, like all the windshields. I mean, all the windshields, both the windshield and the back windshield. All the side windows have like this like serial code there. Must be like some manufacturing thing or requirement. The VIN location is a little bit different than my other cars. So like, as I'm sure most of you know, up here in the front, there's like a little slot that has like your VIN number, right? It's not there. It's actually only in the engine bay, like on like above the fender. And that was a pain in the ass because when I went to register this car, I'm not sure, like the DMV didn't have the VIN in their like database. So like it was a whole fucking circus in order to let them know that the car is not fucking stolen. It's just an import car from Mexico. I gave them the title. It had a Virginia title by the time I had it. So I'm still waiting on my New York title, but we are registered and all that good stuff. But yeah, so like it's my first time having an import car. I don't think I'll ever do it again, but the car does have an interesting story. But yeah, I think like that's enough about this that I think is worth sharing. I should have put the mics on the back of the exhaust. I might do that in a second, but I'll put the mic on the back of the car so we can hear some exhaust sounds. But this shit is something else, and it's hot as hell today. I don't know what's up with New York and it's polar weather, but it was literally cold as fuck this morning, and now it's like about to be 60, 70 degrees. So I'm not complaining, but I'm complaining, and like that's really it. Whew. Yeah, man. What else is there? So I let one of my homeboys drive the car yesterday, actually, and I let him know, like, as he was driving, like, yo, bro, you know this shit got anti-lag, right? Like, so I put it in the fastest shift mode. Those of you know about the M cars, like, you got that button down here that lets you control how fast the transmission shifts, all that stuff. And I put it up to 3 because it was on 1 before. He floors it, and I kid you not, like, my stomach hit the fucking floor. Like, I've never been in the car when someone else was pushing it, and I was like, damn, like, this shit is like really, really fucking scary. And like, I love every bit of it. Like, I love every little inch of this car, man. And I will get back to driving my M4 more often, but I can't let you know when. And that's the car that I do all of my nonsense in. Like, I'm not gonna do donuts in this car. I'm not gonna do like a whole bunch of launch controls, which I did learn how to do in this one. It's a little bit different, like a couple days ago. And this shit is scary. Like, and I'll be honest, like it's a useless launch control because, bro, I'm just spinning. Like, I'd have to launch in second gear to even have like a remote chance of having like a accelerated launch, you know? But I can see what it's trying to do. And again, like, this thing is just something to be reckoned with, yo. Like, it's OD. Cool. So I got off the 95 because I'm not about to pay no tolls. You know, definitely not today. That's not in the budget or the deck of cards. But yeah, I think we'll end it here because right now I'm getting a camera's overheating message, and I don't know how I feel about that. But we'll review this footage, and hopefully, maybe, you know, we'll do some more of these in some of my other friends' cars. Like, we got a whole bunch of M cars in the stable these days. 2 M3s, 2 M4s, a M5, a M6. What is it? Traps 440, Sosa's M235. Like, you name it, like, we have something for it. You know what I mean? But I just want to say thank you, and, you know, bear with us as we get back in our regularly scheduled programming for content. It's been a while, I know, but we're getting back on it. A whole bunch of exciting stuff, especially as we're getting into the summertime, the warmer weather. And yeah, bro, it's like, holla at your boy, you feel me? So I'll be quiet for the next few minutes. I'm actually gonna pull over because I'm gonna try to get the mic on the back of the car and then get some exhaust sounds and then just some seamless driving for you all. But I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. All that good stuff. Holla at your boy.